Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Toga Motorsport event. We are back at the World Tour for round number 5, which is at Misano. Um, Tonight, this is round 5 of 6 of the championship, so almost at the end now. Let me just pull up the current standings. It would help if I was slightly more organised, but hey ho. Yeah, so our current championship leader, Lucas Bergold, actually tying on points with Grant Willamot, both on 303 points. Although I currently do not see Grant in here, so that if Grant doesn't show up, that's going to give Bergold the chance to start make some inroads on making the championship lead again. Um, and third in the standings is Ethan Faulkner. Um, He's only 2 points behind on 301. So that's the top three. He's only separated by 2 points. Lauro is P4 in the standings, with Luke Wilson P5 in the standings. He's only, 32 points off the lead. So top five still pretty well in contention. So especially with the last round next week being double points, that is very key. So yeah, good few drivers still in the hunt for the championship. So this should be a good one at the front, as it always has been. Sorry for this season of the World Tour. The grid is incredibly close in terms of skill at the front. Anyway, whenever I'm racing, I'm at the back because I'm not fast. But you know, so the first couple of laps coming in, Lucas Bergold put in a 33.347. Very impressive lap time at Misano. I believe we'll probably see lap times in the mid to high 32s towards the end of this short qualifying session. 15 minutes only. Well, 11 minutes left, but you get the idea. As first lap's coming in, Bergel P1, Duplessis P2 in the Audi, Luke Wilson P3 in the McLaren, Lely P4 and Vianello P5. That's the lap times that are coming so far, with Gallerini being the sixth car to set a lap. The field is quite close. Competitive lap times around here are 33. My mic is duplicated. How's that happened? Is that any better? Let me know. I didn't. It seemed I have two audio sources on there for the same thing potentially. Let me know if my voice is still duplicated. Hopefully it is not. It is okay. Apologies for that, I did not realise. Thank you. Good stuff. No, I think I accidentally unmuted two of the same audio sources. I don't know why they're there. It's fine. It's a Friday. It wouldn't be a stream of mine where something didn't go wrong. Welcome to everyone in chat. Davide, Mag, welcome. Amarius, welcome. And I don't know if that's Hayden or if that's Mac behind the scenes saying hello as well. Welcome in. This should be a good one. Let's see, Lucas Bergel's on a 33.0. We're going to see a 32, I think. Which is quite interesting because tomorrow myself and the lovely Mac are racing in the 4 hours of Misano. And I was supposed to be racing tonight, but due to some stuff, Hayden couldn't be here, so I pulled out to do the commentary. You know, it is what it is, you know. A blame Hayden moment. No, I was joking. It is what it is. So I'm happy to just buy out for this one and prepare for my race tomorrow afterwards. So my pace is in the high 33s, so 34.1 I think was my best time. So I'd be sort of sitting roughly where Luke Wilson is currently, but knowing him, he can be a lot faster than that. So I expect him to be at the sharp end. Will it be streamed somewhere that tomorrow's 24 or the 4 hour? I'm trying to remember what community is hosting it. I think it's like a collaborated community event. So it will be if they're streaming it. If I don't know if we will be streaming it. I doubt it, to be honest. What time is the start tomorrow? That is a good question. I should probably know that, saying I'm driving in it. Let me go find out. For you, because I'm very smart and very prepared for these sorts of things, as you well know. Ba, 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 ba. So race start is 6:45 BST. Um, there's no qualifying because the qualifying is held over a week. Don't sleep in. Well, it's 6:30 in the evening. I don't think I'm going to sleep in. I have to go for a run at 9:30 tomorrow morning, so I'll be up early. Always am. I'm no. I always just sleep in when I was a student. I'm not a student anymore. I don't sleep in as much. Although I wish I could. But it is what it is. Oh, there we go. 32.8 has been posted by Ethan Faulkner. What a lap. Bergold only 2 100s behind with a 32.91. So these guys are really putting the pressure, or pounding the pressure down for pole position. Bergold and Faulkner. Fernando's not far behind. He's in a 33.1. Um, he's in contention for the pole position as well by the looks of it. I still have 0 laps of Misano. Misano is one of my worst tracks in the game. My driving style does not suit it at all. But, you know, I like a challenge. See what we can do. Especially in the Porsche as well. My driving style plus Porsche plus this track is awful, it seems. I was struggling. Sorry, just replying. Did the LFM license there a while back? Yeah, it's a good track. Don't get me wrong. It's quite an interesting one. It's very hard to hook up laps because it's sort of like every corner is sort of like medium speed corners. They're quite difficult. Um, do, 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 do. Yeah, I find it's it's one of the most technical tracks in the game, which is why a lot of people don't like it. I used to despise this track. I used to not be able to put a lap in. And I did some LFM on it, and it was better. I was getting used to it. Like I wasn't absolutely useless. I wasn't absolutely useless. Sorry, is what I meant to say. Um, so yeah, it's all just practice and just persevering through the bad time of not enjoying it. Once you get better at it, it starts to get easier. Like I'm still very bad at it. Don't get me wrong. Let's have a look at the actual racing, shall we? Uh, there's 16 cars on the grid tonight. Still a good amount for the end of the championship. Or the tail end of the championship, sorry, should I say. As Tatari is on his first flying lap. Hate ads. Yeah, YouTube has started to not like my ad blocker, so I'm gonna have to change that potentially. Misano's a DT generator. Yeah, that right-hander, or the left-hander, I think it's like turn 5 or 6, where like if you don't get it right, it's instant warning. There's a few places like that in this track. It's good fun. I expect tomorrow's 4 hour race will be pure drive-through city for quite a lot of people. the final corner is brutal too. Yeah, final corner is pretty bad as well. Can we get a full map? How does one do the full map? You think as a commentator I know this by now? I mean, there's the track map. But that's kind of bad. How does one do full map? Am I just completely skill issued here? Show full track map. I've always been used to the is it that? Alt M. There we go. Fixed it. It is Shift M changes it, so there you go. Figured it out. Not completely skill issued apparently. I figured something out today. But yeah, lovely stuff. Couple of minutes left of qualifying. Everyone's out. Looks like every single car is out on track to get some final laps in. Mine's on the wheel because can never remember the key. To be fair, I've barely changed half the settings in this game. I just sort of run it stock because I've got used to it after 800 hours or something in this game. It's actually a good question. How many hours am I on this game now? 770. There you go. Quite a lot. No worries, Amiris. I'll have to remember to turn it back then for my race tomorrow because I like the smaller one or the car tracking one for whenever I'm racing because then I don't have too much information. After 6 months, I still doesn't. Nah, you're not. You're fine. You learn something new every day. I find that out quite a lot. It's just random things that you didn't think to know, and then once you actually have to do it. So I wouldn't be worrying. Let me see. As Jay McGonigal, with that Red Bull livery, is crossing the line with 2 tenths up. He's gonna jump into the top 10. Lovely stuff. 33.7. That's a great lap. Is anyone else really improving that much? Q Duplessis is improving. He was improving. He was 3 tenths up. He's lost it at that corner. I'm not sure if he got distracted by the car in front or just made a mistake. Easily done in this track. You make one slide and all your time is gone. I'm sure the Mustang is going to be fun here. But being one trick with a car is a good thing. If you're good, something you know you're good at, you can rely on. Yeah, I find the Macca just to be a bit strange for me personally, but you know everyone's different. As Laurel's going to cross the line a 10th up, that's going to put him ahead of Vianello and Southcott. That brings him to P4 in his last lap. Vianello is down on his lap. Wilson and Southcott are in, so that's their qualifying done. Duplessis has the opportunity to disrupt them as well. He's a 10th up currently. Fernando coming to the end of his lap. He's just invalidated. I have cursed him big time there. Sorry, my friend. I have done that to you. As the last of the cars, so Tatari's crossed the line, he's gained about a 10th. That's going to stay in P14. This grid is incredibly tight. As Gallimini looking to gain a few positions, he's a 10th and a half up currently. Needs to get a good exit out of this last corner if he wants to make some good inroads here. And he doesn't seem to get it. It just didn't seem to get the line right. Next across the line is Duplessis. He is going to cross the line with about a 10th up. That's going to put him P6, P7. Fernando P3. Faulkner's the only one out on track. He is matching his time. Bergold has snatched pole position out of his hands. He can't get it. There you go. That is it. Qualifying done. Uh, Lucas Bergold, our championship leader, has taken pole position uh, with absolutely barnstormer of a lap, the 1:32.772. I tried Bentley today on Alton. Yeah, I'm driving the Bentley Laguna Seca on Sunday. That's going to be hell, but I'm sure good fun, all the less. Tight quality, Davide. Yeah, this quality is mental. There's so many cars tightly packed together in terms of qualifying pace. Whether that translates into race pace, we're going to find out. And I'm sure it will, because I've driven with some of these guys before, and I've driven this championship, and they are really fast. Um, right, we'll do our obligatory track walk because I am nuts, and I'm going to show you my amazing editing skills. Woohoo! Oh my god. Just ignore this. I'm trying my best. I promise. You can tell I'm a programmer, not an editor or a designer. Right, so from the top we have in P16 Brandon Fuller in the McLaren 973, Gallimini P15 in the 777 Ferrari, Tattari in the 999 Ferrari, P14, Finley O'Reilly number 59 McLaren with a 10-second penalty. I'll find out what that's for after this. Lele in the number 12 Aston Martin, Jordan McGonigal in the 619 Red Bull Ferrari in P11. Calandini, is that, I think that's VM. That's a VM Tech livery in P10 in the number 84. And then the other VM Tech livery, Davide Maldalese in the number 71 BM. Luke Wilson in the 420 McLaren. P8, Q Duplessis in the number 194 Audi in P7. Southcott in P6 in the 613 McLaren. Vianello P5 in the 69 Ferrari. Loro in the 45 Mustang is P4. The top three, Elias Fernando and the number 23 McLaren. Ethan Faulkner in the 167 Ferrari is P2. And your pole sitter and championship leader, Lucas Bergold, in the 217 Ferrari. I'm not sure if you've got a livery on. I haven't got it. I did sync them. So apologies if that just hasn't worked. Um, so yeah, I tried. Sheenan, welcome in. I hope you're enjoying your evening. Hopefully enjoying the stream. Look, I've never driven such a hunk of misbehaving junk in my life. That's exactly how the Porsche feels around Misano. It's just all over the place. It it understeers for a car that's rear engine and likes to kill you in every corner with oversteer. It understeers so much in this track for some unknown reason, and I've tried adjusting setup and stuff. It's maybe just I just can't do setups, but I did have a Go setup and it was still understeering like mad. So I just kind of part of me is kind of glad I'm not racing the Porsche, but tonight. But I would have liked to join the race for a good challenge at the very least. But duty calls, of course. Right, so as I promised, Finley O'Reilly, 10-second penalty for causing a collision during qualifying. I'm not sure what that was. We didn't see it. But yeah, 10-second penalty for Finley. That's all we got during qualifying. Pretty clean quality as we're just setting off now for the formation lap. Pole sitter leading us off there. It's both understeering and oversteering. Yeah, that's Misano. Misano is a beast of a track to try and master. If you can master Misano, you're doing well. It's tough. It's a different kind of beast. It just doesn't seem to want to play ball with a lot of cars. Alright, as we are heading down. This is also track limit city, so I am fully expecting drive-through, or at least a couple of drive-throughs. That's
Oh, baby, talk about good timing.
oh, hello, perfect timing.
Look at that. Just as they're coming around the middle of Sector 2 on the formation lap, here I am.
Man has timed it to
That's what I'm talking
perfection.
about.
Welcome in, Ollie. Thanks for joining. I
No,
take
you're welcome.
I take it that was just a rush back from uni, was it?
No, literally just because I was making dinner
Oh, fair.
and I needed to sit down and eat and spend some time with my girlfriend who isn't feeling too great, a little bit under the weather at the moment. So
Ah, that's unfortunate. Hope she feels better soon.
yeah, absolutely.
It's going around. It's that time of year where it just starts to go around.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, she's probably caught it off me because I had freshest flu for 3 or 4 days. In
Uh,
fact, I've only just really come out the other end of it, so she's probably got what I had.
yeah. Freshest flu. Thank God I don't have to deal with that anymore. I just stay
No.
indoors all the time.
See, that was my plan, but that's not even. Obviously, I don't live in halls, so I was hoping I would get away with it, but even that's not been enough.
Yeah. Thankfully, being an adult, I just sit indoors. I don't have to worry about freshest flu.
Here we go, 2x2.
Oh yeah, we're getting ready to.
It's about to get real.
Yeah, the qualifying was super close as well, so this is going to be quite the race. I think every car in I think the top 14 were separated by a second, and I think like, there were 6 of those cars were the 10th between them all. It was wild. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, standard kind of toga qualifying at the moment, isn't it? Being that close together. But here we go, about to take the green flag.
Yeah. We're just we're heading down towards that. And we've gone green. Lovely stuff. As we
Good
see
start
the
from Quandaplasis, being covered off though.
yeah, he's trying to see if he can make a move down there. Everyone behaving. Oh,
Ethan Faulkner is going to get the run here, and it's
oh,
to P1. Lucas Bergold might lose P2 to Elias Fernando as well. We'll wait and see into the braking zone at 3. God,
there.
that's so close.
It just looked like Burgle got it all wrong at turn 2. Burgle, he's got to hold off Fernando just for the second.
And
Luke
it's a
Wilson.
drive-through quickly,
Oh,
sorry, for Finley O'Reilly, out of position on the start.
oh.
So that 10-second penalty has increased. He'll be taking a drive-through and then a 10-second penalty at his pit stop as well, which I'm sure he's not going to be delighted by.
No, Finley doesn't seem to have much luck with drive-throughs and penalties lately. Yeah, but just gotta take it on the chin and keep moving. As Faulkner's already 7 tenths away, he's just starting to storm away. These two guys, 2 points separates them in the championship. So this race is as Laura was taking out Fernando.
Oh dear.
Hang on, let me get that. So they're coming around the right-hander. I wonder how this comes to be. So Lauro is using that Mustang grunt on the straight.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Mustang is even that much faster than the McLaren. You'd expect the McLaren to be kind of right there or
So,
thereabouts as well. And it's just,
ooh,
yeah, understeer from Laro at the same time it's being squeezed by Elias. It'll
yeah,
probably be Laro that picks up a penalty, but it's kind of that verging on a racing incident
yeah. I
type
was about to
collision, you
say
know.
like those sorts of incidents more often than not are racing incidents because you're both trying to make the move happen and you both end up causing the collision. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll wait and see on the penalty
from first
discretion from the stewards there, but I wouldn't be surprised.
from first glance, yeah, probably Lauro, but you know the stewards have a much better view of that than we will. But that has knocked Fernando down into P14. Davide Mandolesi's had an incident as well. He's down in P15. I wonder who he got tangled up with. As Fernando is just trying to make positions back. He's up in behind Tatari now.
Tell you what, I'll hop on board with Davide and see what woes have befallen him. I think it was final sector because he's already way off the back of the pack, just coming across the start-finish line.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, his lap was 6 seconds slower than anyone
Yeah,
else,
I'm
really,
just, I'm just,
including, I mean, he was 3 seconds slower than 2 seconds slower than Elias Fernando, and he had a spin. So
yeah,
it's been some relatively major off for Davide somewhere.
yeah, absolutely. As it looks like Faulkner and Bergold have already dropped Laurel by 2 seconds, starting the third lap. Yeah, third lap. Um, Bergold's not going to let this one slide. He was 3 tenths faster in the last lap. It would have been the fastest lap of the race, but he was invalid. So Ethan, being the second fastest, he got it. Respected some fast times. Yeah, they were sitting in the 32s in qualifying, and I'm very sad because I'm racing the 4 hours tomorrow, and I can't even get in the 33s.
I mean, God, look at just the last lap count. So we've got 16 cars on track.
Mhm.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 of them set valid times last lap.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just what the track limits are like around here, and it's now 20 seconds for Finley O'Reilly. So
Oh.
there's been an additional 10-second penalty in there somewhere for something that's
Uh,
happened off the start.
I've just checked. Minor contact, push to pass.
Yeah.
Finlay being naughty. Yeah, the problem with this track is to get the time out of it, you have to go so close to the track limits that if you get it even
Yeah.
slightly wrong, you're picking up a warning.
No, absolutely. It is one of
And
those tracks where you've got to be on the line. No
yeah,
less and no more.
and there it looks like Fernando Hilo picked up a warning for that transgression he's just done, I would assume. And it's quite strict here, so it's very rare you'll just get a no time gained because you're constantly full throttle trying to punch out of the corners and stuff.
Mm.
It's a nightmare, this track. So I'm expecting a couple of drive-throughs, not including the one Finley got.
Yeah, and there are a lot of corners where you are right on the limit of it being flat. So you're kind of tickling the throttle at about 90 to 95%. And
Yeah,
it's so difficult in that condition because the car just doesn't want to do the corner flat out,
yeah,
but you
that
know that it
left-hander,
can.
that left-hander that all the cars just went through there near the one at the end of the first sector, where
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
coming onto the de
where it's
facto
like
back straight. Yeah.
if you had a few inches more of track limits, you could full throttle through that corner with no issues, but you
Mm,
can't, and it's so
no,
frustrating.
it's so annoying. And
Because
the
you're like,
problem is that when you're that far on the limit, a lot of these GT cars just understeer,
yep,
and that's when you end up with Finley's got another drive-through.
what's he doing? Has he got a drive through for track limits already?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing anything on the penalty outcomes, so I would assume if it was something that was
There's no
applied,
way
it
he's
would
got
be in
another
there.
drive-through for. Do you reckon he's sped coming out of the pits on his last one?
No, because he was out of the pits and he hadn't had it.
No, that's a good point. No, I don't know how he's ended up with it then. I think Finley O'Reilly might just be in the pits for the rest of this race, to be honest with you. I
He has
think
been
he looks
stopped
like
for
he's just
50
had enough.
seconds. He's been stopped for 50 seconds. I think he will. It's, yeah, it's one of those he's not going to recover from that. So up to him if he wants to keep racing or not. Yeah, the top two are slowly pulling away from Laurel in P3, and it's starting. The race is starting to break up a little bit in terms of there's now smaller groups of battles happening. I say that there's a 4 car battle for P5. Vianello, Wilson, Calladini, and Kudiplessis are all fighting for fifth. They're um, they're not really that far apart. As Luke Wilson, he's going to go try look down the inside of Vianello, and is he going to make this stick? He looks like he has. He's got a bit of a run down. McLaren versus Ferrari. He has the inside for the next couple of corners. He looks like he's got it. That's a brilliant move by Luke. Trusting the other guy to not close the door on him there. Lovely stuff up to P5 from P8 there for Luke. As Vianello now has Calladini right on his tail, and Kudiplessis is not far behind either. Just under a second behind them. Excellent driving.
Yeah, and this is a track where that trust between drivers is so vital.
Yeah,
It's so twisty. There are so many corners that are back to back to back. You know, there's so many corners where you've got to be side by side for 3 or 4 corners to make a move happen. That trusting the other driver to leave that room for you and not cause you any issues is really vital. So it's great to see that these guys have that.
yeah, that's one thing I really like about, especially this championship. A lot of the drivers are in that mindset of, clean, good, hard racing. Because I've obviously been taking part in this championship as well, and the races I've been in, I've sort of been like I've been a lot slower than a lot of these people, um, but it's a lot of fun racing against them. And I don't think I've really had any issues with any of the cars on track.
No, absolutely. And yeah, that is Finley O'Reilly having left the session, thrown in the rag on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, as Vianello he's right on the the rear end of Luke Wilson. I keep thinking this is Formula One. Um, Coming down the sequence of fast right-handers. Oh,
Oh!
did he touch
Legal
him there?
defence from Luke Wilson. I think there was minor contact to the back, but it's a legal defence from Luke Wilson to set up there.
Yeah, just literally Vianello didn't check. I didn't break just soon enough. But that's put Vianello right on the back foot. Caladini and Q Duplessis are both hunting him down. It's given Luke
Yeah,
a few tenths of breathing room so that he can maybe try and start pulling away.
yeah.
Especially,
Calandini, one of the drivers that Davide Mandalesi has taken under his wing at VM Tech and has really shone, really shone. Calandini has been a brilliant addition to that VM Technology Racing team. Really quick, really consistent, and overall a really great driver out of that VM Tech Academy.
yeah, he's a really fast driver. I've been struggling to keep up with him. He's super fast in that Ferrari. Um, Now this is the problem for Vianello. He has to now worry about defending as well as attacking. Um, so he can't just straight up try and overtake. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Ollie,
I
you
just
cursed
sung
him.
your praises.
Ollie, that's
Oh,
the worst case of commentator curse I've ever seen.
oh, I just sung your curse, your praises, Mattia. Please no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Mattia, please. Oh,
Oh, eating your words there. Ah, look, incidents happen. It is what it is. One incident doesn't make you a bad driver.
tell you
He's
what, this gives Luke Wilson plenty of breathing room, though.
he's got 2.5
I'm sure he'll
seconds.
be. I'm sure he'll be delighted by that. However, it is Quan Duplessis who's behind him, and Quan Duplessis is quick. There is
He is so
no
fast.
two ways about that.
He is so fast in that Audi. It is
But
nuts.
he's just had some really bad luck befall him this championship. You know, he started. He started in the top group in the first race and came home in the top 5. Then the second race of the series, he had horrific luck, taken out at Silverstone, down to 24th, and just couldn't recover.
Yeah,
And then back to win at home in Kyle Army. And then in Monza, again, terrible race, contact with a few people, none of which were really his fault.
yeah,
Picked up, I think, 1 penalty and ended up coming home P8, P9. You know, like, it's really been a ping pong championship for him in terms of where he's finishing, and it's not because of his pace, because he's a fast driver. He's ridiculously quick. It seems to be that he just kind of gets himself into sticky situations that he ends up coming off worse, and then finds himself kind of down the order and out of the fight.
yeah. I do remember the Silverstone race where I think I was like P13 or something, and I could see he was like a lapped car against me, and I'm like, he should be at the front of the pack. What's happened to him? He must have like. And then I looked back afterwards, and he was in a massive incident, and I'm like, yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Uh,
plummeted from 5th or 6th down to 28 in one corner.
oh,
Yeah, it was a big incident for him, and left him with I think he said it was 20 or 25 seconds of damage
oh,
that he had to come into the pit lane to fix. But then had to come into the pit lane again because obviously it's an 80-minute race and he didn't have enough fuel to do 75 minutes of of racing, so he had to come into the pits again towards the end of the race as well. So yeah, just the cards just didn't fall his way.
Yeah. No, but he's a really quick driver, and he is actually catching Luke by a few tenths a lap at the moment. So gonna keeping a tight eye on that.
Tell you who else we want to be keeping a tight eye on right now is this lead battle, because this is probably the closest these two have been since turn 3 on lap 1.
Yeah, they are. Elias Fernando is looking in the inside of Gallimini as well. And he's going to actually just take that position straight off him. Lovely drive out of the corner up to P11. Making a good recovery so far. He has Lele next on his ticket to get past for the top 10.
Yeah, Pierluigi Lelli. Now there is history between these two.
Ooh.
People who have watched previous World Tour seasons will know that these two have had some pretty big clashes, whilst Fernando has been on some of his kind of comeback drives. A couple of collisions between the two, not more heavily in one's discretion than the other. They've both kind of been equally at fault when you look at the incidents overall. But there is a little bit of history here between these two, if my memory serves me correctly, which I'm pretty confident it does.
Yeah, I don't
So
remember
this
this,
might be a
but
little bit of a spicy one.
that would be
I mean,
interesting.
I am talking back to probably like before this year's charity event. Like I'm talking back at least kind of 8 months ago, 9 months ago, and
Oh,
before.
then that'll be why, because I think I only joined Toga
'Cause,
like
yeah,
May time or something, or June time, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah, so
Actually, right as I say that gap at the front is the smallest it's been, it's kind of grown out a little bit this lap. Ethan Faulkner just finding maybe a little bit more in those tyres, although again, as I say that, it kind of fluctuates back down to that .4.
it's almost like they're over. I think Faulkner gains a couple of tenths, and then Burgle finds a couple of tenths,
Yeah,
and it's just going back and forth. Oh, as
yeah, and
Faulkner runs very wide there.
as
Oh,
always, it could be a case of each driver just having different strengths. You know, if for example, if Lucas Bergold is far stronger through fast corners, then he's going to be way better in sectors 2 and 3. The latter half of sector 2 and all of sector 3. And
yeah,
if Faulkner is better in slow speed corners, then he's going to be better for all of sector 1 and half of sector 2. So that's where we see that kind of fluctuating of gap.
yeah, absolutely. As Faulkner, he went off track a couple of times that lap, so he's gonna have to be careful about picking up warnings. I would imagine he's probably on at
Yeah.
least one. I imagine all the drivers are probably on at least one.
Oh yeah, at least one, if not two, most likely.
It's Misano. It just happens. You can be driving just up the back straight and you'll get a warning for no reason.
See, this is the thing. Looking at the driving style, Ethan Faulkner is slightly slower through the apex of the corners, but that's because at the moment he knows that the only place that Lucas Bergold is going to be able to get him is on the brakes. So if he can get a better run out of every corner, it doesn't matter if he's slower through the apex.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what he's focusing on at the moment. We saw it at turn 1. He broke a little bit early in turn 1, took a very tight apex through turn 1, which then opened up that turn 2 so that he could get a brilliant run flat through turn 3 and then be far enough ahead in the braking zone at 4 that Lucas Bergold couldn't get a sniff on him.
Yeah.
And we just see him, he's taking those slightly wider lines. It's not by much, only probably half a car's width wider line than Lucas Bergold, but it's just giving him enough of a run that Lucas Bergold can't quite be there when they get to a braking zone.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's those little tiny minute differences that really make it, or keeping them ahead here. Because these two drivers, I reckon, are pretty much equal on pace. They are both ridiculously quick. I think
But
there
yeah, I mean,
was
look,
two
when we look
100s in them in quali. Sorry.
in quali, whoa, that's ridiculous, 2/100ths.
Yeah.
And yeah, even on race pace, which is normally where we see kind of bigger gaps opening up between drivers' pace. Last lap, 600ths between them, bang on.
Yeah.
Like there's the first drive through. It's for Mattia Calandini.
Oh, yeah. No,
The first drive-through that's not for that's not for someone that's left the race. I'll say actually, because Finley did get one,
yeah.
and he just extends the track again.
Charlie, hello. Hope you haven't. I think Charlie's stewarding. Are you Charlie? Let me see.
Probably.
I can tell.
Everyone's stewarding, so
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
yeah, he is in there.
Finley, I might uninstall the game. I'm doing a disservice. Nah, man. I think you just had a few bad races. Just
Yeah,
got,
we all have them.
yeah,
Believe me.
yeah, like, just got to. It'll turn around for you. I wouldn't,
There
I would,
was.
wouldn't be worrying.
I remember there was one day on iRacing where I tanked. I went from. I went from 1,400. This is on my old iRacing account, so I don't think you can find the stats anymore because it's been deactivated. When I first ventured into iRacing, I had a day where I went from 1,800 iRacing and 3.2 safety or something like that, down to 1,000 iRating and just north of 2 safety rating in one day.
Yeah, those
You know,
days happen.
sometimes it just. I should have stopped. Really, is what I should have done. I should have had like 2 bad races on the trot and just been like, I'm just not going to do any more today. But I was, I was like a stubborn 16-year-old, so I just kept going.
I recently bought iRacing and I was trying to get out of the rookie formula
No, good luck.
series, and I had 3 races in a row. It was at Laguna Seca, and I was like, I love Laguna Seca.
Oh
I was like,
God, in
I was like
the V's or in the 1600s?
the 1600s.
Yeah,
And I was like, this will be great. I'll enjoy this so much. And then just every time I got punted by someone who, and I'm just like, kept losing rating, so I refused to go near the Formula Series.
yeah. That's the thing with with any of these kind of like level systems. Like you look at LFM as well. Like it's realistically, it's all based on safety rating, getting out of rookies.
Yeah,
So it doesn't. It literally does not matter where you finish. You can work on your I rating once you get into a series that's cleaner.
yeah,
But in rookies, it is literally just crash avoidance. It does not matter where you finish. It doesn't matter what your pace is like. If it means you're letting through cars in every corner, then you know it is what it is. But just work on your safety rating. You know,
yeah. The temporary
and it's the
pain
same
for
for LFM.
the better racing it further in the line. Which I was trying to do that. Was it yesterday, the day before, in iRacing? I was doing the GT3 Ferrari GT3 challenge at
Oh
Open
yeah,
Park, and I was I qualified. I think it was P3, and I was following P1 and 2. They had an incident at the hairpin, and so I got up to P2, and the guy in P2 just dive bombed me down to the last corner, and I seen it coming, and I should have backed out, and I didn't. I was being stubborn about it, and I got taken out. And
yep.
I'm like, I should have just backed out of that. I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah,
I don't know why I tried to hold the car there.
happens to the best of us.
It was no,
Happens to the best of us.
it wasn't my fault. I got taken out, but I still lost that safety rating because of
Yeah.
it.
In all fairness, I was excited for. I logged on and saw the Ferrari GT3 fixed, and I was like, "Oh yeah, these should be fun." And then I saw it was Alton Park, and I was like, "Nope,
Yeah,
nobody, nope, no.
because I'm in the
I
D
am
I'm in the
good,
D
thank you."
I'm in the D class, which is a little bit
I'm
better
C
than
class in
rookies.
sports car. So.
Which is a little bit better than rookies, but not great.
Yeah.
That was very close.
Yes, that's why I made that noise.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Lucas Purgold got immensely close to the back of Ethan Faulkner there.
Oh,
Not sure if he half thought there was a move, or if he just thought that maybe he could kind of let off the bleed off the brakes a little bit early and carry a little bit more speed into the corner. But either way, it didn't really work,
and
and he almost hit
there's a
the leader.
battle for P5 is starting up again. Duplessis is on the rear of Luke now.
Yeah,
Luke did say in the YouTube chat he was struggling with the car. It was understeering and oversteering at the same time
yeah.
for him, so he may not be having the best race there. FG. Oh hey Charlie, welcome to the Twitch chat. Man,
Let's have a look. I'm gonna do something that I probably shouldn't, but I'm curious to see what the ruling was, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
what are you looking at? Oh, I know what you're looking at.
I just wanna have a little sneak peek.
You having a wee sneak peek at the Crayon Club?
I'm just having a wee sneak peek at what the final ruling on the Lauro incident was. Yeah, yeah, been deemed as a racing incident by the stewarding team
Yeah,
for that one.
not surprised. But yeah, Wilson is holding off Duplessis. McGonigal is holding off Fernando. Fernando's in P9 now. After that Calandini drive-through as well, he would have gained a spot. Laro is under pressure from Southcott. Oh, hang on. Wilson and Duplessis are going side by side. That's not a place you want to go side by side. Oh, that was a bit sketchy from the Audi driver there, but you know what? Fair play trying it and kept it clean.
And they're both still on track, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. Oh, Elias Fernando making a move on the inside of Jordan McGonigal. However, the Ferrari might have the run coming to turn one, and if he does, he'll be on the inside line. But I think the McLaren's going to nose ahead. Jordan McGonigal brakes later. Whoa. I don't think Elias quite saw him there until the last second, but he should get the run here. No, he doesn't.
Oh, he does?
Although he
Hang on.
forces, yeah, comes in tight, pinches McGonigal, forces him to get out of the throttle a little bit through turn three there. Completely valid strategy. Completely valid racing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Lele's now right on the bumper of McGonigal now as well. That's let Fernando on the P8. He's now going to chase down Vianello, who's 7 seconds up the road. Fernando doing a great job of trying to recover what he can from that incident. As Lely's actually just immediately got past McGonigal. I looked away for 1 second and he's got past. Nice.
Yeah, I would assume it's down at the left-hander hairpin.
Yeah.
That Aston Martin, historically very good on the brakes. The Ferrari, not
No,
so much.
you'd be better braking with hopes and dreams in that Ferrari.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's times those brakes, you press it and nothing happens. If it's reminiscent of the real 296, like proper like GT3 car, I would be. If I was a driver in it, I'd be scared.
Yeah, absolutely. Although it is why you see in real life, if you've got a pedal cam in GT3 cars, you don't see it so much in Formula stuff because everything is packed so much tighter.
Yeah.
But in these GT cars, there is room for components to move around. So what you'll see is before coming to a major braking zone, especially if you've just come out of a massive sequence of corners, drivers will just kind of barely tap the brake, just only a couple of percent of its travel distance. And that's just to basically move all of the brake components back to sitting on the actual brake rotor again.
Ooh.
So that when they actually hit the brakes, there's no lag between them hitting the brakes and the contact being made onto between the braking pads and the disc.
That's
And
interesting.
they do that in real life quite a lot, and they do it in like Aussie supercars as well. NASCAR, they do it if they're at road courses, because there's so much more room for the actual components to move around.
Yeah.
That they just give it a little tap, move everything back together. It also gives them a feel, because if there's still that resistance there in that first couple of percent, they know that the brakes are working.
Yeah.
If there's not, then they know they've got brake failure and they're about to have to get a car sideways to try and slow it down into this big old braking zone that they've got coming up.
That's really interesting, actually. It makes a lot of sense when you talk about it, but that's really cool. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've lost another driver. Calandini has left. He picked up a second drive-through.
Oh yeah, no.
So
I mean, it's just such a difficult track for him.
If you're having a bad day at Misano, you're getting drive-through galore. So it's one of those days where he's just had a bad race, and that happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happens to the best of us. So, yeah, Calandini, unlucky man, but come back stronger for the last round. It's double points in the last round, actually. I just remembered that.
It is just incredibly frustrating, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. It's super annoying whenever you're like, when you're having a bad race, but you can't do it. Whatever you do, it doesn't seem to work. Like, because I've had bad races where I try and like calm myself down, or I try and adjust my driving a little bit, but it doesn't. It never seems to work sometimes, and that just adds to the frustration. It just compounds.
Insert both the 6 and the 24 hours of Spa this year.
Yes.
Oh,
The 6 hours of
just
Spa was
uttering them
hilarious.
makes me feel like dead inside. Just saying, just acknowledging that the races exist.
Yeah,
God.
with the 6 hours of Spa, some of it was down to me. Some of it was down to Charlie's PC blowing up. Some of it was just down to utter unlucky stuff just happening. The 6 hours was hilarious because at the start I put the wrong brake pads on, which meant we had to do a brake pad swap halfway through.
Yeah, no, I forgot that.
I forgot to
I
change
forgot
them.
you did that.
And then coming out of the pits, just you know the way in Spa, whenever you're coming up the hill, the barriers on the left hand side just end, like they end, so that you head
Yeah.
on out. Just after the barriers ended, a missile McLaren just
Oh, yes, I do remember
you
that.
remember
Oh, that
that?
was hilarious, yes.
I didn't see it coming.
Oh,
It scared the shit out of me.
no, I'm sure, I'm sure.
And then Charlie's PC decided it didn't want to be alive anymore whenever he was driving, so that was a race to forget. But it was funny. We just, you gotta laugh at it.
I tell you what, I've been thinking about this, right? Because we see a lot of penalties coming through, but we kind of have to go searching to find what they are and then relay that information to the viewers.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't it be brilliant if we could build a little browser source that ports the information from the Google spreadsheet that the stewards use and output the data as a visible, almost like when someone follows and you get a little like username just followed. You could have like incident involving car number and car number, penalty, and then the reasoning for it as a little graphic. Could be
Well,
quite cool.
then the
Would
stewards
probably involve a hell of a lot of work.
then the stewards would have to put their reasonings as a bit more PG.
They're completely PG now because it's all categorized
Oh yes,
under the new penalty system.
you're right.
It is all
Actually,
categorized.
you're right. I forgot Dex had done that. I haven't steered it since the new system came in, so insert Dexter saying that I never steered.
Don't even you utter his name, he'll be here in a flash.
I'm just,
Oh, Quantaplasis, they're alongside.
oh,
Alongside with Luke Wilson. I think Luke Wilson got the braking zone wrong into 4. I'm going to go back and double check how that battle got started.
he went.
Yeah, indeed it was.
He went so far wide out of that left-hander though. He's definitely picked up a warning for that to hold the position.
Yeah, take the track position though. I can kind of understand why he would do it.
As he calls them speed tokens.
Yes, I have heard of that analogy.
you get 3, you get a 4th, and that's bad. As
Yes.
Davide has been knocked out of the top 10 by Gallimini. He's just overtaken him for 10th.
Yeah, these two have kind of been back and forth.
Yeah, this brings me back to the Kielami race where it was the first half an hour was Gallimini, Davide, and me all trying to fight for the same bit of track. Oh, Davide's going for it.
Oh, he's going to have that.
Yeah, he's got the inside line for the next 2 corners.
Very nicely done. I tell you what, Gallimini did not have to leave him any room there. Davide had no right to any room there, but Gallimini left it for him and pretty much sealed the move just by leaving the room there on the inside of that right-hander.
Yeah, that was very brave by Davide, and Davide's coming into the pits actually. Early pit stop, going for the undercut potentially.
Yeah, maybe trying to just kind of get out of the battles that he's been in, because he has been fighting his way through the field. So if he can just gain a second or so, just to give him some breathing room to cars around him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he is going to come out in completely clear air as well, I should expect. The leaders won't get to him, so he's going to come out behind Brandon Fuller, who is currently last on track. But he's going to come out nicely ahead of these leaders, because there's about a 30-second gap here, I think, between the leaders and Brandon Fuller.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Although Brandon Fuller, I think, has come into the pit lane as well, looking at how much the inside of that car cuts the final corner. Indeed, it has. Into the pit lane for Brandon Fuller.
Davide is... Oh, there's some serious damage inside of that car, so I'm assuming that's from his accident, or whatever happened. So he has been stopped. Yeah, he hasn't fixed his damage, but he's underway. So he will come out ahead of the leaders in terms of they haven't lapped him. Well, or maybe not, because this pit lane is so
Oh god,
this
pit lane is long,
the
isn't it?
pit lane is so long here. It's frustrating. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, he's gonna get lapped here, and that's gonna be really annoying for him.
Where are the
He is gonna
leaders?
get
They're
lapped.
coming through.
Leaders are
Yeah,
through turn 2, so he's gonna be a lap down, but I think he's still gonna be in clear air.
he's gonna come in
Oh god,
between.
he's gonna come out right out with the leaders. Please lift, Davide. Please lift, Davide.
Oh! he
I
tried.
don't think he realised until they were literally right behind him that they were the leaders.
It was either he didn't realize or he tried to get out just ahead of them. It didn't quite work. But either way, at least he got out of the way immediately. Let them by. Fianello's in the pits as well now.
I always forget how long. And this is the problem with Misano. Not necessarily a problem. A downside, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a drive-through, it's agonizing. Agony, okay? And I mean agony.
So Davide was stopped for 32 seconds, which is a standard pit stop for fueling tires. Plus on and off the jacks. 32 seconds is about perfect. He was in the pit lanes for a minute 15.
Yeah.
That's basically a full lap.
45 seconds. So it's essentially a 45-second drive-through.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is 15 seconds longer than the vast majority of tracks in this game.
Yeah. Indianapolis comes to mind.
God, Indianapolis is a long drive-through. Yeah, that's a valid point. And if you're doing Spa with the 24-hour pits as well, that's a long. Although actually, you can't do it without the 24-hour pits in
ACC, you have to do it with the 24 hours. So it's like a 50.
Yeah, so that's a long drive-through as well.
It's 50, 55 second drive-through, I think it is.
Yeah, so that's the longest in the game.
And Misano's probably the second longest.
Misano's probably second. It'll be close with Indianapolis.
Yeah, Misano and Indianapolis will be quite close.
But which one is longer?
Absolutely.
Quantapless is into the pits, so's Elias Fernando. Pierluigi Lelli stays out. I expect leaders will both be in this lap. These guys won't try and play any games with each other.
They will just split down the middle half and half.
They will they'll just come into the pits. I doubt anyone is trying to play any sort of game here. Tyre wear is quite high. Fuel usage is quite high. So
all the
trying to do any sort of overcut, undercut is just not really worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot harder here because it's all medium speed corners, so the tyre wear and fuel usage is, like you say, it's just nuts. For a track that doesn't feel that fast, it burns through your tyres very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And this final sector doesn't help with that. The left-hand tyres really feel it through this through these final stretch of corners.
Absolutely. They really do not like it. They get very
high speed corner, high speed corner, high speed corner, followed by a corner that is purely mechanical grip. Is a surefire way to remove those tyres. The leaders both stay out. That's interesting.
Yeah, I suspect they probably won't pit for another couple of laps yet.
Yeah, do you reckon they've both fueled for like 40 minutes?
Yeah,
for like 50 minutes and then 50 minutes and then 40 minutes. And do it 40 minutes and then 40 minutes rather than coming in with 45 left to go, which is what a lot of these guys have done.
Yeah, I think they'll just split it down the middle, or just like they'll maybe slightly over 40 minutes, depending on how much fuel they've got. I don't expect they'll do much. They'll go much far. They'll not stray away from the 40-minute mark very much. I don't think.
Yeah.
And the reason why the overcut and the undercut will work for these two is because they're both so close to each other. It's not going to make a difference, really. Just split it down the middle is the fastest way to get around an 80-minute race like this. But if you say you're further in the field and you want to come out and clear early, Davide tried to do, it didn't quite work, just because of the way, just because how long the pit lane is. He pitted early to come out and clear air to, so he's not fighting people. But that didn't, that'll be the strategy to do if you're further down the grid. But if you're in the battle for the lead, you can't take any chances.
I don't know if there's a chance that Lucas Burgol comes in and Ethan Faulkner doesn't. I think if Ethan Faulkner comes in, Lucas is absolutely going to follow him in.
100%.
Because giving Ethan a lap of undercut when he's the car in the lead is a completely pointless thing to do.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance that Lucas Bergold might try and come in a lap earlier than Ethan Faulkner, because he can just peel off at the last second after Ethan Faulkner has gone too far to get in before the commit line,
Yeah.
and try and get a lap of undercut, which, as much as it sounds like it's not worth much, really can be just that one lap of undercut.
If you do it right, it can work.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's a lot riskier when you're so close in the lead battle like this, where if you try it and it goes wrong, that's not going to go well, and that's why you normally see people at the back of the grid will
Yeah.
do it a lot more often, especially in
Although I'm
GT3.
guessing, to a certain extent, for Lucas Bergold, kind of what has he got to lose? You know, if he tries the one lap undercut and doesn't get it right, then he's going to be in second. If he tries it, which is where he is now, if he
Yeah,
tries it and he gets it right, chances are he's going to be in P1.
this is true.
And even if he doesn't get it right, chances are that he'll come back and be able to fight his way back up to Ethan Faulkner again.
Yeah, I do agree with you. It seems like it would be worth trying in the position Bergold's in, because he's not really under pressure from Lauro and
From
Southcott.
anyone. Yeah.
So
I was kind of half expecting him to dive in then, I'm not going to lie.
yeah, I was
He
just
kind of veered back across to the left, and I thought he was going to come in, but no, he stayed out.
yeah. I do agree with you though that I think Bergel's in the position where he could try it and he won't lose anything. If it goes really wrong, he'll maybe lose a couple of seconds to Faulkner, but not much.
Luke
So
Wilson is in from P5.
he is
From P4, sorry. Chris Southcott now in P. No, I was right. He was in P5. Chris
yes,
Southcott has always been ahead because he's fighting with Lauro for third.
yeah.
Ignore me.
Now the interesting question is where does he come out in terms of Q Duplessis? This is
Yeah, absolutely. I hadn't even thought about that. Quando Plessis. Only 40 seconds behind at the moment to the stationary Luke Wilson.
he's only been stationary for 20 seconds now.
30 seconds. I think Quando Plessis is going to come out in the lead in between these two, you know.
He is, I think, because Luke should be coming off the jacks now.
And how long has he been in the pit lane total?
It's 55 seconds at the moment.
So he's got 20 seconds to go. Quando Plessis is only 10 seconds behind him. Obviously, that gap is going to take longer to close because Luke Wilson is at a higher speed than when he was stationary. But I think Quando Plessis is going to get him. It's going to be very close.
It's going to be like Davide and the leaders.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Luke Wilson off the button, but Quando Plessis, I think, is going to be. Indeed, he is. Yeah,
he's got him.
Gets ahead. Brilliant undercut from Quando Plessis, and Lucas Bergold has come in on his own. He's dipped into the pit lane from behind Ethan Faulkner, and he's in on his own. And Chris Southcott has stayed out. That's really interesting from Chris Southcott. I would have expected him to follow that Mustang in. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, I would have expected the same. This is gonna get very spicy now for the second half.
Does he maybe think that he can run faster on his own than when he's in the dirty air?
This is what I'm assuming.
And actually, his in lap will be faster than the Mustang's undercut out lap.
Yeah, Lele and Tatari are both in as well.
Yeah, so Lele we're going to be wanting to watch with Davide Mandolesi, where he comes out in reference to Davide Mandolesi, is where we're going to be watching for Pierluigi Lele.
Yeah, absolutely. Bergold's coming out. Where is he?
Chris Southcott's off into the gravel.
Oh,
what? What's happening?
Hang on. Let's see.
He's off and stopped in the gravel.
Let me see what's happened to him.
He's just driven off.
Is he in a hardware failure?
I think there might be an issue here. There's got to be an issue for Chris Southcott. I'm not sure what it is.
I'm watching the replay here, so
something has happened. He's literally just driven straight off, under control.
Yeah. Oh no, his wheel's okay. It seems.
And he's gone from the session. No, he's not. He's still.
He's just stationary.
Yeah, he's just stopped. Just stopped.
I wonder.
Really, I don't know what's going on.
I wonder I wonder what's happened there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless something IRL has happened and he's had to jump out of the rig or something.
Possibly, yeah,
You,
possibly something in real life.
yeah,
I hope
as
everything is okay with him.
I don't know 100%. As that's happening, Faulkner is in the pits. So we're gonna have to keep a tight eye on where Bergold
Quick
is.
note, sorry, is that Davide Mandolesi, 4 seconds ahead of Pierluigi Lalli. That undercut really worked for Davide.
Yeah, nice one. Wilson, he said the pit board was gone, hoping he didn't get a penalty. Well, look, you'll be glad to know you didn't. I think Bergold.
No one's hit the pit board. Wonderful.
Bergold's gonna take the lead.
Bergold is going to take the lead here.
He's 7
And
seconds
it's...
back, and Faulkner.
Oh, again, it's going to be close.
This is gonna. Oh, look, you can
Faulkner's
see.
hit the green barriers here now. I think it is going to be Bergold. No, it's not. It's Faulkner.
Oh,
It is Ethan Faulkner. He's managed to make that one lap overcut work. That is massively impressive. I cannot lie.
that is insane how he's managed that.
It's only a 10th. Look how close they are now. Look how close they are. And the 613 returned to pit lane for being stationary on track.
Yeah, I'm going to assume something has happened IRL, and that's why he's just pulled up the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, I hope everything is well for him.
Obviously, you don't want to buy out of these races when you're in a championship, but IRL is much more important than this. So, that
Yeah, absolutely.
always takes precedent. So hopefully all is okay with Southgate.
Oh, this is so close. Ethan Faulkner setting up defensively into these last two fast right-handers.
Well, they're side by
A little
side.
bit of side-by-side contact, nothing in that.
Nothing serious. Everything is okay.
Nothing serious.
It's just an
Like our
incident.
favourite rocket-powered friend.
Oh, I absolutely love Rocket Powered Mohawk.
Just a hilarious guy. We won't repeat what he says because we'll get copyright struck.
No,
not copyright struck. We'll just get
we'll just get cancelled.
We'll just be demonetized and cancelled. Yeah.
As he somehow hasn't been cancelled, so.
So, leaders are now coming up on Brandon Fuller, who is currently 13th on track. Sorry, because of obviously Chris Southgate being in the pit lane.
Yeah.
So these leaders are going to be hoping that that Brandon gets out of their way swiftly. He pulls over to the left-hand side onto the kind of not actually back straight, and it's all good.
Nicely done, Brandon. Good awareness. Just lets them straight past. Oh, I'm gonna have to practice for Laguna Seca for Sunday as well. That's gonna be fun. I've just got the notification that I've signed up for it.
Laguna Seca on Sunday.
For FGTRL.
Oh right.
Yeah, in the Bentley. That's gonna be fun.
I was gonna say I don't remember us signing up to a Laguna Seca event in Toga.
No.
And then
Could you imagine?
yes, no, FGT makes far more sense. Much more sense. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I signed me and you up to do the Bentley in a 6-hour Laguna Seca race on Sunday. Just telling you that now. No,
I can't lie, I'd probably be down for that.
so would I. I love Laguna Seca. I don't get to drive it enough in this game. Oh, hey Dexter, Ooga Booga in the chat. He's finally showed up. Welcome in. Yeah, so.
Oh no, Chris Southgate had a dual monitor failure.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's gutting.
Oh no.
That is gutting.
Faulkner and Laurel both got drive-throughs.
No way! Oh, so that's Lucas Bergold, Quan Duplessis, and Luke Wilson are now going to be our top three.
Yep.
But there's still half an hour left, so they might be the top three for a while. But if they all get drive-throughs as well, then who are the next people? You know, let's keep it rotating.
Yeah, so that's gonna automatically promote Bergold, Duplessis, and Wilson to the top three. After they're gonna lose 45 seconds in taking a drive-through.
I mean, they're both going to be dropped. They're all going to fall back to. They're going to be.
They're
Ethan
gonna
Faulkner and Andrea Lara are going to be 11th and 11th, 10th and 11th, right?
be 10th and 12th, no, 10th, yeah,
Yeah, 10th and 11th because Brandon Fuller is a lap down.
yeah. Gallimini's been in the pits for quite a while. Yeah, he's been stopped for 5 minutes. I wonder what's happened to him.
Yeah, I think probably having called the race for him as well.
Oh, Chris, that's awful. Nothing worse than a hardware failure. Could be worse. It could be Hayden doing a hardware failure and taking out someone. But you know, just a note. Right. Oh, I thought I'd switch the camera over. I apparently did not. Wilson is right on the back of Duplessis again, by the way. 0.3 of a second. So Duplessis may be in the lead, but Wilson really wants past. Now Burgle can sit pretty for a little bit. He doesn't have to push the car too hard to try and overtake. He gets the overtake automatically now.
No, yeah, absolutely. He's got Lucas Burgold has very little to worry about.
He's in the
He's got
driver's
9
seat.
seconds to Lauro behind, but Lauro's serving a drive-through. So his
He-
actual lead is going to be 17 seconds when Ethan Faulkner pits. And now Luke Wilson looks to the outside on Juan Duplessis. Probably not going to be anything going around the outside here.
Unless you can get a great
Although,
drive out, but it doesn't seem to be.
no, he doesn't. No, that Audi just getting a little bit more traction out the corner.
The Audi is a great car if you can tame it.
So,
Assuming that it's not BOP into the ground on the track that you're on.
if my rough maths is correct, Ethan Faulkner and Andrea Lauro, I think, have one more lap before they need to serve them. Ethan
Yeah.
Faulkner comes in anyway. Oh! God, he got close to the pit lane wall there. Holy.
He's trying to lose as little time as possible.
Andrea Lauro is in as well, so Lucas Burgold is now to the race lead, sorry, and will probably be to the championship lead as well, with Ethan Faulkner going to be falling down the order.
Him and Grant Willamot are tied in the championship lead so far, with Faulkner 2 points behind. So
yeah, so he's going to go clear in the championship.
Yeah,
By
Faulkner,
a distance.
Faulkner needs everyone else to get drive-throughs, which is not out of the question in this track. This is.
I'll tell you what, I don't think Faulkner's going to come out as far down as I thought he was. He's going to be ahead of Davide Mandalesi. It's only going to be 6th for Faulkner, so it's not. It's not horrific.
40 seconds lost. Laro's out in P9. Just about 2 seconds behind Lele.
But it is, yeah. Lucas Burgo is going to massively extend the championship lead here.
So, just for sake of argument, let me pull up the thing. Luke Wilson's 6th currently, right?
Yep.
He is. And if it finishes the way it is now, Burgold extends by 21 points, so he will be 23 points clear going into the final round.
So essentially, all he needs to do is finish in what, 9th or better, and the championship is his.
Actually, no, because the last round is double points.
Last round is double points. That is a brilliant point, Barry. That is a brilliant point. You are so right.
So the gap for P1 and P2 in round 6, is this double points? It is double points. I'm being an idiot. So the gap, what did I say? The gap was 24 points or something.
It'll be 23 points into the final round. So 50 points.
If Burgold finishes 3rd in the last round, he wins.
Yeah, 3rd or better in the last round. It doesn't matter. He wins.
Yeah. Because from
that narrows it down, doesn't it, compared to 9th?
From 1st to 3rd is 22 points of difference. So he would win by a single point. Oh wait, is there points for fastest lap in this championship too?
Oh god, I don't know. There might be.
5 extra points for fastest lap in the race.
So that means it'll be 10 extra points. So he needs to finish. He needs to finish first or second.
He needs to
And he needs
finish,
Ethan Faulkner to not finish,
not win.
not win, essentially. Yeah.
Hang on, let me pull up the standings again. This is so interesting. Yeah, so 10 points. Add it all to that. He would need to finish second to win by a single point if Faulkner won and got the fastest lap. Faulkner's up to P5 already, so that takes all that maths just immediately out the window. But you know,
Yep, pretty much.
but it's fun to speculate.
Basically, Lucas Bergold needs to win.
Yes,
We'll just put it down to that for now.
but in the position Burgold is in, it's going to give him a bit more comfort for the last round rather than being 2 points difference. It's like, you know what, 20 something.
Yeah.
So it's going to give him a little bit of comfort, but not a lot. Because Grant Wilmot in second place in the standings he just loses all. He's going to drop down the order here. If it finishes the way it is, Laro's going to lose a lot of points to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson's going to take Laro in points. That should promote Wilson to third in the championship standings.
And he'll still be in it as well. If he can take a really good result in the final race and Lucas Bergold and Ethan Faulkner don't, he could well still be in the hunt with the old double points system.
Yeah, so currently he's 32 points off the lead in the championship. So it's really just if Wilson can hold his podium here, this will be excellent. And the last round, it will require a lot of luck for Luke to win the championship because Burgle will be quite far ahead, but it's still possible. It's not out of the realm of impossibility.
No, absolutely not.
So the championship fight is still going to be spicy, regardless. As the races start to actually fan out quite a bit, we only have 12 cars on track at the moment.
As you can tell by the fact that me and Barry have been doing a significant waffle.
Yes, which is what I'm good at, apparently.
And me, in all fairness.
Just talk absolute nonsense.
Who's gone round? Brandon Fuller.
He had a
He's
spin.
off at turn 1.
He's had a spin.
I'll have a little check, see what's happened. There is a car behind him as he's coming down the back, coming through sector 3. I rewound 60 seconds, so it's going to be a while before I get there, but I'll let you know.
Okay. The only battle that's really happening on the track anymore is the Duplessis and Wilson battle. Duplessis is still holding Luke at about 3/10 back. So
I have a bad feeling that Brandon Fuller has been hit by Elias Fernando.
Oh no. Is that the
But
case?
we'll wait and see. I really hope it's not, but it might be.
Let me have a look and see if...
Oh, it is going to be the case.
Oh.
No, it's not. No, thankfully it's not. Brandon Fuller, just went wide to let Elias Fernando through at turn 1, then got full in the throttle and spun it on his own.
I was checking Fernando's car to see if there was any damage on it.
Which is the far better of the outcomes.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Duplessis and Wilson are side by side going into the last corner. Wilson has the inside. He's got half a car length ahead of him. But Duplessis...
Yeah, Duplessis has the inside for turn 1.
Oh, Wilson braking slightly later. Oh, bit of door banging there.
Yeah, Luke Wilson's going to have it there. Door banging, just unsettling that Audi platform into the braking for turn 2.
I'd say there's nothing really in that. They're both side by side, and they both
rubbing his racing.
Yeah, they both sort of merge in towards each other to try and take the racing line. So it's just McLaren beats Audi in that instance. But that's not to say Duplessis won't come back at him. It's entirely possible. Joe would be nice if we could see how many track warnings everyone had. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, it would be great, wouldn't it?
ACC, why can't you just give us more data, please? That would.
Yeah, without me having to pay money for Pitbull.
Yeah, I don't want to pay money for
Rest
that.
in peace, Pitbull.
Oh, is it dead?
They're selling it, SimGridder, yeah.
Oh, to be fair, I didn't even know about that. Ace's broadcast. Welcome in. Hello, you're in Twitch chat. Yeah, this race is just sort of settling down quite a lot now. Not a ton happening.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Juan de Plessis isn't giving up the fight here. 6/10 behind. I think he is probably the slightly slower driver. But Luke Wilson has been known to be prone to the occasional mistake. A very, very occasional mistake, I must admit. But there's always a chance.
Yeah, Luke is a stupidly fast driver. It was great doing the 4 hours of Kielami and just had him in the car to you know, carry me.
Yeah, for real.
I think he was at a full second a lot faster than me in race pace. I'm just like, damn. I wish I could be this quick.
Yeah, we've all been there.
I'm pretty sure he was saying his like Thrustmaster has like 10,000 hours of racing on it or something. Like that's how much sim racing he's done. It's like, that's insane if that's true.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Well, it goes to show in his pace as well. As one thing is, Davide Mandolesi, Lauro is starting to catch him a little bit. It's the timing relative is dipping roughly about 1 to 1.2 seconds at this moment. So Lauro's trying to reel in some of the positions he's lost, as well as Faulkner's actually catching Fernando as well. Albeit like a couple of tenths a lap, nothing too serious at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it was 4/10 for Faulkner last lap, and it was 6/10 for Lauro last lap. So those gaps are going to be coming down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Mustang is doing as well as it is here. This is not a track I thought the Mustang would like.
I know, you'd think a car that has trouble producing any sort of downforce wouldn't like this track, but...
It's surprisingly fast here. As Lauro was a 10th faster than Davide last lap, and Faulkner was a 10th and a half. Oh, as Davide has a little bit of a mistake there. That's going to let Lauro right in 3/10 back. And the BMW isn't not a slow car either, but the Mustang just has that much more power. Look at him, just drives past Davide.
Davide deciding that one wasn't worth the battle, I think.
Yeah, so
Jordan McGonigal massively off at turn 1. I think this one might be a hardware failure.
Oh, let's have a little look.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, that looks like a hardware failure.
It would appear so, wouldn't it?
That wheel is not turning at all.
No, suddenly comes back alive at the last second, but also no brakes, I don't think.
Yeah.
In there, so looks like a hardware failure for McGonigal, plaguing the grid this weekend. These hardware failures.
Yeah, hardware failures. They are awful. Whenever I got my first Logitech, I had a G920 and then a G923. So my 920, the brake pedal started just like creeping on randomly at like 10 to 20% sometimes. So you'd be coming down, say you're coming down like the straight at Spa.
Yeah. Brake failure.
It would the brake would just start slowly applying itself. So you would just start slowing down. You're like, what? So then I bought a G923, and then I decided, you know what, I want a drive wheel now, so did that.
Yeah, looks like a complete inputs failure.
Yeah.
Pedals just stop working. He gets into the brakes, and it's alive. The brakes work for about 0.2 of a second, and then just all inputs are gone, and it's straight to the wall. Still has steering, but no pedals at all. Oh. And nothing on the back of the wheel seems to be working either.
Oh, Faulkner is right behind Fernando. When I say right behind, I mean he may as well be touching his back bumper. Oh, that might be another warning for Faulkner. He needs to be careful to not get another drive-through. He definitely cut the track there. Oh, well, they're side by side coming into the hairpin.
Going to be moved on for Ethan Faulkner.
Nicely done.
That inside line at the hairpin is just so much better.
Yeah. If you're not on that inside line, you lose a ton of time.
Whilst we were working all, oh no, we saw that move, didn't we, for Andrea Lauro and Davide
Yeah.
Mandolesi, because Davide kind of just realised it wasn't worth his time to fight Lauro and
Yeah.
let him go past.
Yeah, because I think I was about to say that it looked like the Mustang was so much faster. But no, Davide did check up a little bit just to let it happen. Chris Southgate, yeah, I did see the Discord. Yeah, that's just so unfortunate, dude. Um, hopefully, hopefully you can revive them. If not, that's all. That's really sucks. Dexter Barry knows hardware failures quite well. I don't know what you're on about, Dexter. I didn't have a hardware failure. I had an anger issue that day. Um, Hayden's the one who knows about hardware failures, so he does. My hardware failure was just me getting angry at someone who that was racing a questionable, shall we say? Um, and I just lost my cool. Never a good thing to do, but you know, it happens. Simrig has been sold.
Yeah, nothing from Jordan McGonigal as of yet in chat, but
Oh,
yeah, just pretty clearly a brake failure, pedals failure.
yeah, yeah. Definitely just like uh, the the wheel just gave up there. Or sorry, the pedals just gave up. Um, super unfortunate. Oh, it's Fernando has a big understeer moment at turn four. Is that? Yeah, turn four. Um, just losing time to Faulkner, who's now 4 seconds off of Duplessis now, who's actually fallen back from Luke. He's about 1.7 seconds back now. It looks like Luke may have found a groove, and he's able to get that McLaren going. Maybe spurred on from the fact that he needs the championship points if he wants a chance. Um, surprisingly, no more drive-throughs coming through. But would not be surprised if they did at some point. Let's see. No, not really much else. Lauro is catching Vianello at a bit of a rate. He was a second, 1.1 seconds faster than last lap, and he's currently reeling in very fast this lap. So I'm expecting a fight for P6 shortly from them too.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrea Lauro really on a comeback drive. But there's just not much time left, and the gap in front of that P6 car is quite hefty. So it's probably going to be P6 maximum for Andrea Lauro. Going to be disappointed in himself picking up that drive-through penalty, but yeah, a valiant effort on the comeback.
Oh, sorry, I was just replying to Mac. So for the 4 hours of Misano, it's the so we have the qualifying's kind of strange, but it's kind of cool. You have like a week to do it, and every driver on the team has to complete one valid lap, and it's an average, and that builds the grid. Um, Mac has just let me know that he won't be able to complete a lap before the cut-off time. So we'll be starting from the back, but it's fine. Me and Mike will last the first. It'll be fine. That's alright. I don't need to do quality runs anymore tonight. I can just do race practice. That's okay. Makes my life a bit easier. Um, yeah, Laro is right on the back of Vianello now. He's how much faster was he last lap? Nearly 6 tenths, so really fast on that Mustang. He's somehow making that big beast of a thing work around here. Again, still baffling me, to be honest. Giving a little flash to VNL, letting him know he's there. Oh, that's very wide from Laurel.
Yeah, he's gonna have to watch out that he doesn't get another drive through before the end of this race if he's gonna keep on pulling kind of off track by that much.
Yeah, I think I said the same thing about Faulkner, because he definitely caught the track at one point when he was overtaking Fernando. As Laurel dives down the inside, VNL leaves in the room, but he's gonna hold it around the outside, and that will switch to the inside for the next corner. So will Laurel be able to hang out? Tatari has just got a drive through for track limits, as I don't think I'm just gonna double check that it's not like a penalty given out. It is
No,
not,
no, it
no.
won't be in this length of race.
Oh, oh.
Oh no, I'm not interested in seeing that clip from Jordan McGonigal. I am good, thank you.
uh,
Nuh-uh-uh-uh.
No, yeah,
Nuh-uh.
Jordan. If you're gonna post that, make sure you put
Put a spoiler tag on it,
an
please.
arachnophobia warning, please.
Oh, mate, my spine is tingling just thinking about it. My muscles are all like seizing up. Oh,
Spiders are so yeah. Basically for context in the Discord, Jordan has just mentioned that a giant spider started
oh,
trying to.
clip what happened. Don't suppose anyone is afraid of spiders. Noticed a big one fall off the wall next to me. Hoped it would leave me alone to the end of the race. It didn't. I had to jump out the rig.
That is very understandable. I would be in
Uh,
the same boat. It sucks, but I understand.
oh, I absolutely understand.
Spiders are the worst. I surprised. Oh, you play Satisfactory, don't you, Ollie?
I've got it. I've got it on arachnophobia mode. I hate the
I
noises those things make.
I
I
don't
can't. The noise.
I don't put arachnophobia on, and it scares the living daylights out of me every time.
Mate, the noise that they make is what I can't do.
And it's
Like
awful.
the little scuttly noise that they. By the way, Andrea Lauro's gone past Dario Vianello, but whatever. That's less important than the fact that I hate spiders.
I think we were focused on Jordan's message.
Yeah, we were a little bit. It's fine.
Dexter, Charlie, and Reese responding with very appropriate gifs and messages. Kill it with fire, absolutely. Spiders are big no-no. I will say, Quan Duplessis has pulled another half second back on Luke, so he's maybe starting to rein him in a little bit, but there's only 9 minutes to go, so this... I don't know if he's going to have time, if he can find the pace to push at him. Jordan, now you're scaring me, because now I'm scared there's a big spider that's going to appear out of nowhere from under my desk. We've got about 8 minutes 40 to go. What, 5 laps, 6 laps potentially? Still 6 laps. We've got 11 cars on grid. Who else has left? Has anyone else left? So we lost
I think Galamini is gone. He was obviously just sat in the pit lane.
Galamini, Southcott, Finlay,
We lost Finley right off the start, and that
and
takes
Jordan.
us.
Jordan takes us down to 12. Was someone else missing? Oh, and Calandini as well.
Oh yeah, Calandini
Yeah,
went. Yeah.
yeah. He got 2 drive-throughs, so yeah. No, yeah. Just trying to remember who all left and why. As you can tell, the riveting commentary at the moment. Anyways, I started to have issues with my audio driver lately, losing sound time to time. Thing with technology is it is a fascinating thing when it works. When it doesn't, it's the biggest pain in the ass ever. I think you would agree.
Yeah. No, absolutely I do. Absolutely I do. I remember when thankfully my Thrustmaster base doesn't do this now. Um, but it used to, like, it would if I got a notification come up, like if there was like something syncing on OneDrive, or if I got like an urgent email that had been tagged as urgent, or if I got like a Discord ping notification,
Mhm.
because it classed it as like coming out of my window in ACC, I would just lose all force feedback.
That's so weird.
It doesn't do that anymore, which is brilliant. Mostly because I turned off all notifications. But even if I do still, like, I can tab out freely of ACC now, and I still have force feedback. So I don't know why it did it, but it did.
Yeah, technology is such a strange thing. Emirates will be podium for the Audi. Currently, yes. Um, Audi is currently running P3. If it stays the way it is, it will be. Well, maybe not actually. If you look in the background, there's a certain Ferrari driver about a second and a half back from the places, and he's running 7 tenths a lap faster. Ethan Faulkner
Is
might
it going to be a podium battle?
Ethan Faulkner might yet get a podium position after a
In the
drive-through.
final minute.
This is gonna be an interesting end to this race.
And Juan de Plessis is back within a second of Luke Wilson as well.
Yeah, I think Luke. I think Luke enjoyed his peace and quiet for a bit, but I think that's gonna end very soon because Quantum is gonna pick up the pace now that Faulkner's catching him. Oh, and why is my email open? I'll close that. Um, this is getting spicy now. And on another note, Davide Mandolesi is catching Vianello for P7 as well. Davide was nearly a second. He was 8 tenths faster last lap. So Davide finding some pace towards the end of the race as well. This is going to be a spicy battle for the podium positions now. Burgold has got this in the bag, assuming he doesn't get a drive through, and I'm going to have cursed him now. Wait, you see.
I don't even imagine getting a drive through. He doesn't even need to. Like, he doesn't even need to. He's driving at full pace, but he doesn't need to.
He could
He could
drive 4 seconds a
he
lap
could be
slower than he
4 sec.
currently.
Yeah, he could be 4 or 5 seconds a lap slower to the end of the race, and not even be risking losing first place.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't even. It still wouldn't be close.
No, absolutely not. Like, I think he's got it in the bag. I think it's up to now these three to battle out for the rest of the podium positions. As Faulkner was the fastest by 2 tenths to Luke, 3 tenths to Duplessis, so this is gonna get very spicy in the last. What, we got 3 laps after this lap?
uh,
Yeah, because he's gonna cross the line. No, hang on.
Times are 1 minute 34s. So 3 minutes and 6 seconds left on the clock will do two. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock will do 2 laps. So it is going to be three.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 more laps of this. So
Three after this. Yeah.
Luke wishing it was 2. Really, Luke's wishing it was the end of the race right now. But both these guys are starting to close in on him. I think Faulkner can get the Duplessis. I don't think he can get both in the time he's got left. Unless he gets a massive pace advantage somehow. So it might be just down to Duplessis versus Faulkner for the end. If there was 10 minutes left on the clock, I'd be thinking differently. And last lap, Faulkner was half a second faster. So, and Luke was faster than Quan in the Audi. So, yeah, this is going to be a battle for third for the end. I think Luke should have second pretty handily wrapped up here, as long as he can keep the car on track. It's going to be Ferrari versus Audi now for the final podium spot. My money's on Faulkner. Duplessis is a really fast driver, don't get me wrong, but I think Faulkner just has that little bit more at the moment.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I
And
guess the question is Luke Wilson has a horrific run through the
he really
top
does.
hairpin there.
Do you remember what I was saying a minute ago about how Luke might have this wrapped up? I'm going to retract that statement.
Yeah, because Quan Duplessis is now closer to Luke Wilson than Ethan Faulkner is to Quan Duplessis.
Yeah, and this might give Duplessis a little bit more spring in his step. Oh, as Luke's he's really struggling there in this lap. That has not been a
He
great lap.
pit. Let's have a look. No, so Quan Duplessis pit before Luke Wilson,
Yeah,
and he pit before Ethan Faulkner as well. So who knows? Gaps are equal now.
Luke was 6 tenths slower than Quan, and Faulkner was 9 tenths faster.
Yeah, this is now going to be a three-way battle for second and third in the last two laps of this race.
Basically 2 laps, yeah. As look how close Faulkner's getting. Half a second separates these 3 cars.
Oh god. Yeah, and this is the problem now: is that Quan Duplessis can't attack.
He has to
He
think
can't
about
attack
defending.
Luke Wilson. He has to defend from Ethan. Although, does Quan do something tactical? Does he let Ethan through and try and ride on his coattails when Ethan gets to the back of Luke Wilson?
See, I don't know if there's enough time in the race for that to work.
No, I know. Oh!
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 That is quite brave and aggressive there, Ethan.
Yes, equal parts brave and a little bit silly.
Yeah. I think the desperation's starting to creep in. He wants that podium. And there...
Leader is now on the final lap.
Oh,
Oh my
no!
god, he's hit him. He's turned him. Ethan Faulkner lets him keep the position,
Yeah.
but that was destined to happen. Ethan Faulkner has been far too desperate for this position.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a hint of a gap. Not even a hint that a gap was going to be there sometime within the next couple of seconds. Just
yeah, he was too ambitious to try and get that position. And he did the sportsman-like thing and let him have the place back. Oh, well, no, he didn't even take the place, he just slowed down to let him keep it, should I say. But
yeah, but it now means that fight with Luke Wilson is gone as well for Quan Duplessis, you know?
yeah. I would imagine that even if that is reported, it would be, it wouldn't really be anything as Faulkner let him keep the place. It's frustrating, but that is racing, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't even notice, but Davide Mandolesi's got past Vianello at some point in the last couple of laps. We've been too focused on this. Yeah, that's letting Luke hold P2. It looks like Luke's been struggling the last couple of laps with his car, but he's been getting it as Lucas Bergold is crossing the line. Right now, he's just taken P1. Excellent drive, excellent win. Lovely stuff from the Ferrari driver. That extends his championship lead by a fair bit. Luke Wilson coming around the final corner. He is just behind. That's Brandon Fuller as well. Coming home to take P2. Quan Duplessis rounding out the podium places and Faulkner taking P4. Excellent race from everyone there. Oh, Ethan. Oh, interesting.
Like a heat-seeking missile.
Fernando takes P5. Laurel comes home to take P6. Davide rounded the final corner in P7 with Vianello right behind him in P8. Tatari P10 I think that was, and Lely's coming home to take, I think that's P11 or 10. Somebody's left, so it's messed it all up.
P8 for Lely, P9 for...
No, it's P8 for Vianello.
P9 for Lely, P10 for Tatari, there we go.
Yeah. Race control, because people started leaving, it started messing up, but there we go. Excellent stuff. That was a good race. That was a great race. A little bit very little happened really, to be honest, in terms of like incidents other than that incident at the end.
No, yeah, it was pretty calm overall, wasn't it?
It was a very clean race, although that meant we had to just yap about random things for a while. But you know, it is what it is. Oh, Jordan has posted the clip of the.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
I don't want to watch it, but I'm kind of going to.
Oh, a huge spider just decided to tank itself. I seen that falling off the fucking ceiling. I might need to
Oh
pause
my god,
this.
we've got the same
I
wheelbase.
swear to God. If that thing starts running about near me, I'm fucking out, guys.
His commentary is
Oh, I
amazing.
seen it just fall off the ceiling behind my computer there. No joke. Whoa!
Oh my god.
Whoa! Whoa! I've just sealed in the wall.
That is the most real thing I've ever seen in my life.
I do not blame him one bit. I don't want to see the thing, but by his reaction, yeah, that says it all. Jordan, yeah.
I genuinely, that is exactly the same reaction as I'd have if a big spider fell
Yeah, I'd be jumping.
off the ceiling and then started running towards me whilst I was driving.
Yeah. Oh, that's nuts. Look, that's the best result for such a bad racing I've ever had. Zero consistency and slow. Only good part was the overtake into Duplessis. Davide, this race is so hard to go through. Yeah, it looked like it was a bit tough for a few of you out there. We'll do.
We're actually going to
Oh,
speak to Davide
I was about to do the same thing, but you beat me to it. Nice one.
because he is here and waiting. Davide, how was that one for you? Obviously, one of various possible home races for you in ACC. But Misano is a difficult track to get to grips with. Did you find that?
It was it was a very difficult track, especially in these conditions, which were not optimal because of, I think, BOP, which I'm not sure about, but yeah, I mean, I'm faster with Ferrari, but in the BMW I have more ballast. It doesn't make sense for me. Obviously, for the pros it does, but still, I was struggling all the way through the race with a heavy car and also some damage picked up from lap one. And the guy that caused that incident actually apologized to me in private chat. I know him for a little bit, and so I mean, it wasn't anything to be mad about, but still a good comeback in my opinion. Definitely a tough race, very tough race. Even though it was, as you said, maybe the most home track, if you want to say it like that.
No, very close to you and the rest of the VM Tech guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like 10 minutes from my brother's Dario. So when I'm with him, we're actually almost all the times there.
Very cool.
Nice.
That is awesome. Yeah, I think you got P7 in the end. That's still a pretty decent result. Considering a few people seem to struggle out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the most that I could get out of this comeback because after like lap one, I was basically starting from the back. So
Yeah.
with even with some damage, and also it made me struggle to get some rhythm. I've had like my first laps, they were very fast, but like I was struggling, I was sliding, so that messed up completely my tires. And I decided to do an early stop. I think I was the first one to pit actually, and the undercut worked pretty well. I was expecting that. I mean, that was just simple math. I knew the undercut would work, and then the best option for me would be to stay on track and gain some positions in the pits and not on the track because it's the easiest way to do it, and avoid being stuck behind some slower guy as I did in the last races. So I think that was a good improvement. Calculated everything well there, and I was obviously with some slight disadvantage because obviously then I would end up with some more used tires compared to the others, and also I would start my stint with way more fuel than the others. I think my second stint started with 100, almost 100 liters, when for the entire race you use 135, something like that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't easy, but it paid out.
Still a good result,
Yeah,
considering
definitely.
there was a few retirees due to hardware issues and or spiders. Um,
Damn.
um, so no, it's a good result for you in the end. But yeah, last round is Zandvoort, I believe. Is it Zandvoort?
Yeah, it
I
is.
should know. I'm supposed to be driving it. It is Zandvoort. How you feeling about that?
um, I tried to drive that track only once. Um, I managed to get one good lap, but I mean, 80 minutes it's very tough. You're not gonna end up well if you if you only manage to do one good lap. You have to really, really, really grind, and I don't have the time for that now, considering my university, my studies, all that stuff, and also this weekend I'm actually on track IRL with VM Tech, so.
Oh,
I
nice.
won't have much time, but I will try to finish the race. It's still double points, so every finish is good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. One last thing from me. I'm driving the BMW tomorrow in the 4 hours of Misano World Endurance. Any tips?
Um, Lift, Rio 1 and 2, the very sharp right-handers in the first sector.
Uh-huh.
Lift every time in the exit, the left one.
Okay.
That is, even if you don't lift 100%, it still helps you because that is deadly. If you don't take it 100% correctly, you end up with a drive-through in 2 laps. That's
Good
the
advice.
best tip I can
Thanks.
tell you.
Yeah, I was watching you go like, right, what lines do I need to change? Because I was like, what lines is Davide driving that I'm not? But yeah, no, awesome stuff, dude. I'm sure we'll catch you from next week for the finale. I should be on track, so I
I hope so. Yeah.
we can race each other again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And
Oh,
good luck for tomorrow.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sure, catch you later, man.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks for the race as always.
No problem. Bye. All right. We don't have anyone else in, so we're just gonna wrap it up for the evening. Uh, yeah, that was a fun race, and Bergold extends his lead in the championship for the final race. Any closing words from yourself, Ollie?
No, I think yeah, a good race here at Misano. Disappointing to see kind of the grid size tailing off. It'd be nice to get it back up into the kind of higher teens, up towards your kind of 20 for the final round. But we'll yeah, we'll wait and see next time out at Zandvoort
Hmm.
by the sea in the wonderful Netherlands.
Yeah, I will be on track for that. I should be. I have no plans to not be. So I'll actually. I think that means I'll have finished 3 of the 6 races this season. Which is not great for my standings. Where even
Yeah,
am I?
better than some.
I am P23 in the standings, and that this race isn't going to help that.
You got double points. You're still in it. You can still win.
Yeah, it's still win. I think that's a slightly out of the realm of possibility now. Um, but no, yeah, I should be on track. No, yeah, things happen, and plus, if I'm needed for commentary, then I'll have to do that sometimes as well. It's what it is. But yeah, I'll be on track next week, so I don't know who'll be commentating. It might be Ollie, it might be Mac, it might be Hayden. Some, depending on what's happening. But good night from us, and I don't think we have any other races this week, so we will catch you next week. Oh no, we do have one tomorrow. Truck racing's tomorrow.
I completely forgot that was a thing.
I need to sign
I
out of
might have
that.
signed up.
I need to sign out because I'm doing Misano. Forgot about that.
Yeah, I might need to check if I can still do that.
Yeah, I need to pull out of it. Unfortunately.
Because I think I'm going to be doing. I think I'm going to be doing notes / watching the last round of the IMSA season. I can't lie.
Yeah, because I'm signing up to it, but I can't do it because I'm doing Misano, and Mac is commentating on it. So I'm driving Misano while he's commentating.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
he's doing the other parts of it afterwards. So I have to sign out. Thanks. That's a good reminder actually. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Mac will be on doing the commentary tomorrow, so you'll have the other half of the best commentary team tomorrow. And other than
Right.
that, don't worry, Ollie. You're up there. Don't worry. It's
Good.
we just do it to annoy Hayden because he doesn't like it.
No, I know.
But no, we'll catch you next time, and good night.